Hi Stampers, it's Judy Anderson. Welcome to JudyStamps.com, and today I've got a really fun little 3D item, little fry box for you for Easter. Isn't this little bunny just too adorable? I've been getting a lot of requests for some more punch art items, so I'm going to be bringing you a couple of videos here and there with some punch art items. But with Easter coming up, I thought that you would want to make these little fry boxes, and it's getting close, so you need to get those orders in soon. And since it's still celebration, you can get some freebies along with it. So let's get going. The punches that I've used for my little bunny image is our bird builder punch. And we're going to be using the wing for that. And I've already pre-punched everything out to make things go a little bit quicker. Our owl builder punch, I'm using this little circle here. We're going to be, these two, we're going to be using that for the eyes. Our new bow builder punch, be using that. And then our circle punches, the 1 3/4 inch punch, our 3/4 inch punch. Now if you want his cheeks to be a little bit chubbier, you could use the 1 inch punch for those, because that's what we're going to use that for, but I like the 3/4 inch. The 1/2 inch punch, circle punch for the eyes also. And then from our Itty Bitty Accents punch pack, we're going to be using the little heart here. Can you see that? Kind of hard to see in this lighting, but the little heart from that punch pack. And then in our catalog, they call this oval the large oval punch. Okay, like I said, I already have punched out to say all the items, and I'll go through it with what you're going to need out of the colors that you choose. We're also going to be using the Box Bigz Die. I am loving this box, and I'm going to get up my big shot and put my plate down. Takes a half a sheet of cardstock, so out of 1 sheet of cardstock you can get 2 fry boxes, and just set that on there. And you know, I was using our crease pad underneath it to begin with, but I have found that you really don't need the crease pad, that the score lines come out pretty good on this without using that crease pad. Okay, and then with this, I am just going to fold on my score lines. Okay, and very, like I said, really easy even without that crease pad. Then the rounded curves, all you have to do is push it, and they just curve automatically, just like that. Okay, let me grab my Fast Fuse here. Fast Fuse is an item that they just added onto the celebration offerings. So if you are like me and like the Fast Fuse, you can get that for free. And we're going to close this. So we just want to run the Fast Fuse along the edge here, because they just overlap about 1/4 inch. Okay, and then fold your box, match the bottom and the side like that, and just finger press. And then the same thing with this side, just line those bottoms up. Oops. It's always harder to do on camera. And then finger press. Your box is done. So that's it for that. Okay, now let's get to our pieces here. Now on my little brown bunny, the color that I used was the soft suede ink. And I've decided to do this one in a smoky slate instead. And we need our Whisper White craft ink, and then a sponge dauber. You could also use the smoky slate ink, but I wanted to show you how, by using the white craft, it's going to give it a little bit softer look. And all you're going to do is go around all these with your sponge dauber and ink all those up. If you want to even do the inside of the bunny ears, you could do that, because it makes it look like it's a little bit fluffy. So I'm going to do that, and I'll come back on camera. Okay, I've gotten all these sponged, and I've laid out the pieces. So you're going to need one of the 1 3/4 inch out of your bunny color 4 of the large ovals for your ears, 2 of the 3/4 circles for your cheeks, 2 of the large oval out of Pink Pirouette, and then 2 white bird wings, and then 2 basic black of the larger circles in the Owl Builder punch, and then 2 of whatever eye color you want. In this one I'm using Wisteria Wonder to have purple eyes. I just thought that would be kind of cute. And then this piece of just little, it's a piece of scrap that I've cut off another card. You know, I love using my scraps, and I think this measures about 3/8, not quite a 1/2 inch, I know, by about a 1/2 inch, and that's going to be his little teeth. So let's get started putting this together. And once again, I am going to use the Tombow multi-purpose glue to start getting these pieces. Okay, so another tool. This is a tool that in one of my tips I told you how to make with the Tombow, taking just a little bit out and balling it up and put it on the end of your paper piercer as a picker-upper, because that'll help picking up these pieces and placing them a little bit easier. Now, as always, you want to put your glue on the smaller piece. So we're just putting a little dab of Tombow in the middle there and in the center here. Okay, we're going to pick those up, and you will notice that the little wing tip I've got angled this way, so my eyes are going to be on my face as I have them placed here, and I want this guy looking to the right instead of to the left in this one. I am placing these so that they protrude past the white wing a little bit. Let me get piece of cardstock here for you so that I can show you how it is not right on top of those eyes. So just grabbing this piece of certainly celery that we cut the fry box out of. Okay, see how it almost looks like his eye is bulging out a little bit from that white? It's just off the side a little bit. Now, his right eye, it'll be you looking at the left. You don't want to go to the outside. You want it looking in the same direction as that first eye. And place it to the outside just about the same amount as you did that one. So he's going to be looking to the side. Okay, now you're going to place your basic black piece to the side. That's his pupil. See how his eyes are starting to form? And you know, the eyes give him the personality, I truly believe. Even when I used to paint, I'd always say, you know what, your image doesn't get its personality till you get the eyes on. So we're just going to set those to the side right now. Okay, move this piece, and we are going to start with the ears. And your ears are going to be placed to the outside like this, and then this pink piece will be up a little bit, so it's going to be protruding over the top of this one, but see how it gives the illusion of being to the inside of the ear. And I'm going to switch this piece out because I got a blob of ink on that one, so you don't see that. And you want to make sure these are high enough so that when you place these on, that it shows. You don't want it, you know, going behind it. So you do want to give it a little bit of dimension, so add it up. And I just kind of figure out how I want my ears to be, and then I'll start gluing. And once again, don't forget you're going to place your Tombow on the piece that goes on top. Okay, and since I've done these enough, I know about where to place them. I'm going to place it way up there. And that looks like it's really high, but it's really not going to be once we get all those pieces on there. Okay, match this one up so that it's about the same. Now at this point, if you want to trim off this top, just trim it like that. Nobody's going to see that, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so we have those two pieces for their ears, and now we're going to put the flat piece, and instead of putting the Tombow on that top piece of the ear, we're actually going to put it on this part so we don't go over with it. And you're just going to place his ear on like that. And then this one, just the same. And you can have one tilted down more and one up more. It's just totally up to you. It's going to be your bunny. And I'm going to do that with this one. I want one up just a little bit higher. Okay, we're going to set those to the side and we're going to go to the cheeks. Oops, I lost a piece. Oh, there it is, my little heart nose. Okay, so now we're going to place the cheeks on. And when I did the cheeks, they are kind of together. And I actually used Stampin' Dimensionals cut in half to place them on. And I will just go put that on the back like that, and this one on the back like that. And just kind of set it on there. It's not on real tight at this point. Okay, now my dimensionals they're offset so that I can slide my little teeth up inside there underneath like that and adjust the length. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of Tombow on the back of those teeth. And I'm going to zoom in because I don't know if you can quite see this. Okay, and I'm just going to slide his teeth right up underneath there. And let it set for a minute before I trim it or draw on it. Okay, see how he's coming together? Cute, 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 isn't he? Okay, now the next pieces we're going to put on are the eyes. And a little dab of glue will do you. My eyes go behind the cheeks a little bit. I don't like the eyes looking like they're sitting on top of the cheeks. I like it to look like he's smiling. And you know, when you smile, your cheeks go up and your eyes squint a little bit. So there we go. Now, when you look at your bunny, make sure that the eyes are kind of in the same direction. I like to have that angle go in a little bit. Okay, there we go. Look at it's coming to life. Okay, now we're going to trim. Again, oops, I'm sorry, not trim, but cut in half another dimensional and place that on the back of his nose, which is the heart out of Pink Pirouette. If you have any of the dimensionals sticking out from the heart, make sure you trim that off. And you're going to set that on so it sets above the cheeks a little bit. There you go. Isn't he cute? Okay, then I'm going to just dab a little bit of the Tombow on his ears, and we're going to place his ears where we want them. And this one's going to go out a little bit. And now these ears I'm placing a little bit farther apart than I did the last one, and there's a reason for that. And I'm going to show you in a second. Okay. Isn't he cute? Okay, we're going to let him sit there a minute before we add on to any of the drawing on him. And we're going to take the bow builder punch. And for this, all I want is the actual bow part here and one of the centers. So I've trimmed my designer series paper, and this is, I believe, the 2013-2015 in color designer series pack. And we're just going to punch out one of two of the actual bows, and then I'll take it in this way and do one of those bow centers and just punch it. Okay, now to put these bows together, you will need your glue dots, and ours are mini glue dots. And Stampin' Up and just unroll it till you find a glue dot, and you will place one glue dot here, and then just loop this around like that, and that's going to form one bow. Leg, as I call it. I always call my bows have legs. I don't know why, but it's just a term that I use. And then there's the other half of the bow. Then I'm going to take, okay, so on this little bow piece, we want to put a glue dot on both insides. I got that one and that one. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to wrap this around there. And I forgot another glue dot. You do want to put these two legs together, so we need to glue them together. So another glue dot goes on that side to glue those two pieces together. And then we're just going to wrap that center around like that. And that makes your bow. Okay, now before we attach that, we're going to go ahead and take our white gel pen and get the gel started and do a little bit of lines on his eyes. A little dot and just like a little one on his nose. And then we're going to take our Project Life pen. These pens are great. I use them for writing every day. They flow so easily. And we're just going to put little dots for his whiskers, on his little cheeks. I didn't bother putting whiskers on this guy. Then I'm going to draw his teeth right down the center here. And it doesn't have to be a perfectly straight line. Now those teeth look like he's got buck teeth right now. We're going to just trim them off a little bit with our, I'm going to make them a little bit shorter, and this is where you can adjust it to how you want. I just want to make it a little bit shorter, and I don't want his teeth to be perfectly straight, so I'm just doing a little clip, like a little dog ear on the corners of his teeth, just so they're not so stark straight. Isn't he cute though? Okay, now the bow on this one, I'm going to be taking another half a dimensional. You know, that's what I love about our dimensionals, is you can trim them and every little piece is usable. And I like to adjust them to what my needs are. And I'm going to cover up that seam in the center here, that's just to reinforce that closure. And take it off. And on this one, instead of putting it underneath it like it's a bow tie, we're going to put it on her head. Look at that. Isn't she cute? Okay, and then once again, I did the bow with the dimensionals because I just like it to make sure that it's not going to flop all over and come off, you know, the morning of. And then I'm going to stick 2 dimensionals on my bunny to adhere it to my fry box, just like that. Okay, and you can decide where on your fry box you want her. But I put her a little bit lower than I put him because he's got the bow tie below him. Let me zoom out on these. Aren't these babies just too cute? Okay, you can find all the featured Stampin' Up! Supplies at my online store by visiting judystamps.com, and you can also connect with me there, and that's my blog. So, if you like other ideas, just pop on over, and until next time, happy stamping!